Any guesses on what we are making today on the Poor Valley Princess? Here's your big hint. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Beth Morgan, the Poor Valley Princess, and I am so delighted that you have chosen to stop by and hang out in the kitchen with me today. If you're new to my channel, you'll notice that I do love to cook. There are several cooking videos. I am trying to branch out into some other things and share some other things about Appalachia as well. But I love to cook, I love recipes, and I love sharing those recipes that have just meant so much to me throughout my lifetime. Especially those recipes that I think others may not know about. And so I just want your life to be better because of these recipes. So today I am branching out and getting one of my husband's favorite recipes, peanut butter cookies. Now these are what he calls fork peanut butter cookies, and you'll see why at the end why he calls them fork peanut butter cookies. But this is his favorite cookie recipe. The man loves peanut butter, and he often stayed with his grandmother, Mama Ruth, when he was a young child, and she would make him these peanut butter cookies. And so the memories of that love, I'm sure, are wrapped up inside of that peanut butter cookie. And so today, join me as we make a batch of fork peanut butter cookies. The first thing we're going to do is take all of our wet ingredients and get those mixed up in the mixer. So let's go. So step by step through this recipe, it's pretty simple. We're gonna start with a cup of butter. This is not melted butter. Just putting in 2 sticks of room softened butter. So I've let these 2 sticks of butter sit out at room temperature for quite some time. So they're room temperature butter. And we're just gonna cream those first. All right, the butter is creamed. And so now I'm going to add in my 2 different kinds of sugar. I have a cup of white sugar. I'm just gonna dump that in. And I also have a cup of brown sugar. So we have a cup of each one, a cup of butter, a cup of brown sugar, and a cup of white sugar. We're just gonna cream those together. Now that the butter and the sugars are well incorporated together, we're gonna add in another cup, a cup of peanut butter. This is Jif peanut butter, but you can use any kind of peanut butter you want to use. Choosy moms choose Jif, right? It doesn't matter what kind of peanut butter I bring into my house. They will eat it all, but they love the Jif peanut butter. I did try to do the natural peanut butter for a while because of the less sugar amounts that are in it. They did not care for the natural peanut butters, but any other kind of peanut butter, they will smurf up in just a second. So we're gonna add in that peanut butter. I let this mix for a few seconds, and I'm just gonna scrape down the sides of my bowl. I wanna make sure that that butter and sugar and peanut butter is all really well mixed together before I add in my dry ingredients. So we've got our cup of peanut butter, a cup of white sugar, a cup of brown sugar, and the cup of butter. And we've creamed that all together. Now I have 2 eggs cracked here. And a little secret of mine, I love to bake using my dark brown eggs. And so I chose the 2 darkest brown eggs that I could find from the chickens this morning, and I've got those ready here to pop in. So we're gonna add our 2 eggs next. I don't know, there's just something about the yolk that is just so much more rich in the dark brown eggs, and I just love to bake with it. So Let's get those in. I'm going to scrape down the sides of my bowl again just to be sure everything is mixing well. And we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm going to throw in 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and then we're going to be ready to add in our dry ingredients. You can see how easy this recipe is. This would be a great recipe to make with your kids. And now we're ready to get the dry ingredients. Here I have 2½ cups of all-purpose flour. And here I have my baking soda, my baking powder, and my salt. And I will link the recipe below so you can see the amounts on those. But I've already got those measured out here. So I'm going to put those 2 things together and give them a little whisk. I like to add my dry ingredients just 1 spoonful at a time, slowly. I don't know why, I just do. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna throw in our dry ingredients 1 spoonful at a time. Our peanut butter cookie dough is ready, but I'm gonna pop it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes and let it chill. That way, when we make our peanut butter balls to put into the oven to bake, they will form up nicely and be easy to fix. See you in 30 minutes. The dough has chilled for 30 minutes, and so now what I'm gonna do is just take a spoon. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a spoonful of the dough. I'm gonna roll it up into a little ball, and you can see once it's chilled, see how it just rolls into a little ball. I like to do my cookies just a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna roll these up, and then I'll show you about the fork. 8 cookies fit onto that cookie sheet. So now, why are these called fork cookies? Here is what you're gonna do. So we're gonna take our fork, dip it into the water. I have some water here in a little measuring cup. I'm gonna dip my fork in the water, then dip my fork in the sugar. Then I'm gonna take it and push it 2 times crosswise into the cookie. And that's gonna leave just a little sugar topping on the top of each one of the cookies. So dip it in the water, dip it in the sugar, give it 2 crosses. And then just keep repeating that process all the way across all of your cookies. And then we are going to pop these into a 350-degree oven for 10 minutes. But you can see how they have the fork crosses in them now. And so I am just going to go ahead and pop these into the oven. Alexa, set timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
And I'm just going to repeat that process. I find that using parchment paper makes a
Here
better
is what
cookie.
I found from bakinghow.com. You can use
Alexa,
parchment paper
stop.
to line.
All right, it's time for the best part, the big reveal. How did the cookies turn out? It's been 10 minutes. Here we go. And here they are. And I'm just going to take this parchment paper, just going to slide them right off onto my cookie rack. And you can see the sugar on top. Now, if you want to at this point, you can take the sugar and you can actually sprinkle on just a little bit more, or you could color your sugar. Like if you're making Christmas cookies, you could color your sugar red, or you could color it green, and you can sprinkle that on top and make your cookies festive. Or you can do like I'm doing, and you can just sprinkle a little bit more of the white sugar on top if you want to, just to give them a little flair. But these are going to be so good with a little milk later. Now I am going to bake up the rest of these cookies, and we'll see how many this recipe actually makes. Turns out this recipe made 32 cookies, and they turned out quite nice if I do say so myself. But now, time for the taste test. Here we go. Okay, it's soft. I love that. I like a soft cookie. And you get the little crunch from the little bit of sugar that's on top, which is nice. It's sweet, yes, but it's not overpowering in its sweetness. You get a definite peanut butter taste, and it's really good. This is a great peanut butter cookie recipe. I encourage you to try it. Try it out with your kids, make some for your family. This recipe makes enough that you can make a batch to take somewhere. If you're going on vacation or something, you need some treats for the road, this would be a great recipe to whip up. And it didn't take long either. Thank you for watching me. If you want to know more about life here in Appalachia, click that subscribe button, hit the bell, and you will get more videos from here in Appalachia. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. That's good.